They say there's a river in the heart of the old lands, where the water flows black as ink and sings with a voice that is not of this world. It remembers the cries of newborns, the weeping of widows, and the ancient blood that turned its waters red. But above all, it remembers love. Forbidden, reckless, and eternal. This is the story of two hearts divided by blood and bound by fate, and of the river Obanife, who watched it all. Before the land bore roads and before men bent iron, there stood two villages, Uduma and Ikenne. Uduma was a village of warriors, proud, quick-tempered, and fearless. The people trained their sons to wield spears before they could count, and their daughters to sing songs that could bring down the spirits of the air. Their elders wore leopard skins and spoke with the weight of thunder. Ikenne, in contrast, was a place of earth and herb. Its people knew the language of plants and the secrets of the forest. They healed the sick, tamed the wild, and spoke softly but carried wisdom like the old Irako trees. Between them flowed the river Obanife, as wide as the sky and as deep as the night. No one crossed it. No one spoke of peace. The origins of the hatred had long been forgotten. Some claimed it began when an Uduma princess was stolen by an Ikenne prince, others said it was over sacred land. But hatred does not need remembering to stay alive. It is passed like an heirloom. In Uduma, there was a girl named Nkemjika. She was no ordinary child. Born during a storm, lightning split the sky as she entered the world. The village priestess marked her with a white line across her brow at birth, declaring, "This one walks between the worlds." Nkemjika grew like wild grass, stubborn, unyielding, and beautiful. Her eyes were dark as river stones and held secrets too old for one so young. Across the river in Ikenne was Obiora, a boy with hands like his father's and a heart unlike any other. Obiora was not a warrior, he was a healer, learning the songs of plants and the names of every bird in the canopy. He spoke gently, but when he laughed, the earth seemed to answer. Both children grew, carrying within them the weight of a feud they never started. The fateful day came in the season of the harmattan, when the air was dry, and the river's voice turned low and mournful. Nkemjika, sent to fetch water before dusk, strayed further down the bank, away from where the women gathered. She liked the quiet places. Obiora, searching for ojirasai leaves to treat a sick child, approached from the other side. And there, as the sun painted the water gold, their eyes met. For a heartbeat, the world held its breath. "Your gourd is cracked," Nkemjika called across the narrowing river. Obiora grinned. "Better a cracked gourd than a hollow spirit," he answered. They laughed. And in that single moment, the seeds of forbidden love were sown. What neither knew was that Obanife, the river spirit, had been watching them since birth. Long before they met, the river knew their names, for the old spirits of the land had whispered of a love that could either mend or ruin the world of men. Obanife, though feared, was a spirit of balance. It loved peace but thrived in passion. And now, it hummed with anticipation. Each evening after that, Nkemjika and Obiora met in secret, hidden by mist and falling leaves. They spoke of everything, of the stars, of death, of what lay beyond the 7 hills, and of what it would be like to live without fear. The river swirled around them, carrying their voices to the heavens. One night, the old priestess of Uduma, Nkemjika, dreamt of blood in the river. She saw 2 trees growing from opposite banks, their branches desperate to touch. And when they did, the sky cracked open. The next morning, she went to the elders. "There is a love brewing that will awaken the old gods," she warned. But pride deafened old ears. In every story of love, there is one heart twisted by envy. In Uduma, that heart belonged to Chika, a young warrior, fierce and proud, who longed for Nkemjika. When his eyes followed her one evening and saw her clasp Obiora's hand, something inside him broke. He raced to the elders, his words sharpened by jealousy. "She breaks the law of our ancestors. She carries the shame of Uduma. She must die." Ikenne's spies soon carried the tale across the river. By dawn, both villages readied for blood. The lovers stand. But fate would not grant them war. At first light, as warriors gathered and drums summoned death, Nkemjika and Obiora stood hand in hand atop an ancient rock in the middle of Obanife. The river's waters, once calm, now rose around them. "We will not be torn apart," Nkemjika declared, her voice sharp as lightning. "We choose each other, beyond tribe, beyond death," Obiora vowed. The people trembled. Old warriors wept. The river's wrath. And then, the sky cracked. Thunder split the clouds as Obanife surged, its waves rising taller than palm trees. A mighty wave swallowed the lovers whole. The earth trembled. The riverside trees bent low in mourning. And when the waters calmed, not a trace remained. No body. No cloth. No weapon. Only silence. Where they vanished, 2 trees later sprouted, one with white blossoms, one with blood red. Each reached toward the other across the river, their branches touching only in secret beneath the moon's gaze. The villages, shaken by the wrath of Obanife, agreed to a fragile peace. The elders buried their pride. The feud dissolved like mist before the morning sun. Even now, when the harmattan wind returns and the river sings a low, sorrowful song, old women swear they hear voices. A girl's laugh. A boy's vow. And the murmur of a river who once loved the mountain.